Okay, are you there?
I'm here. I'm here.
Hello. Hello, Aailix Liever. This is Lenny E. And we are excited to tell you that your song won last week's Sink or Swim. So your song,
Wow.
Bad Habit, is the swimmer. What's your
Wow.
reaction?
Honestly, I'm I'm blown away. I'm blown away. I thought I was winning just by being on the program, period. So I was really happy with that. And then hearing the caliber of the songs and the quality of the songs, they were all so good. I was just like, wow, to be counted among, these artists, this is great. And then my business partner told me that I won. I I'm still on cloud nine, and I couldn't be any more grateful. I'm so excited.
Well, I have to tell you, it was neck and neck, but you pulled ahead with, I think it was 51.1%. So
Wow,
people did
wow.
connect, so they connected. I think that's my next question. Why do you think the listeners connected so much to Bad Habit?
I think it's a common thing that people kind of face and struggle with, and so I think that it resonates, the message and just the way it was executed. And that is the goal, songwriters, artists, they want to connect with their audience, and they want to, touch them in some kind of way, and it looks like it worked, and so super grateful for sure.
Absolutely. So, what's the story behind Bad Habit? What inspired the song?
Well, I, as a songwriter, like to write in layers, and it's like an onion, and the outside layer is definitely like bad habits, right? Um, but I think what might be a little bit more subtle, and you may or may not catch it, is that each bad habit that I call out in this song, work too much, drink too much, scroll too much, watch too much, it's always followed by the words too much.
Yes.
So really the song is about balance, and you know an excess of anything really can then become a bad habit. So it's more about balance, and I think that's really important, and it's a message that I don't know, I think it should be expressed for sure.
That is so true. I have to say, I did love the song, and I did feel that in the song. So you got your point across. I felt it myself.
Awesome.
So,
Awesome.
and I guess it kind of tails on to this. So when you're creating it, do you usually start with the lyrics, the melody, or just a vibe? And how long did it take from the idea to the finished track?
Ooh, good question. So with this song, I was able to work with a great producer. His name is John FX. He's worked with many big artists, and his instrumental really kind of provided the vibe. The vibe was, basically like the track that you hear, the music behind it. And so I was listening to it, and I was just like, wow, and for me, usually melody comes first, but I would say on this one, melody and lyrics kind of just connected at the same time on top of this vibe that John FX created. So yeah, that's how that
Interesting.
came about. And it actually, your question about how long it took, it was a good 2 years, because it took me a while to be able to get down to studios in South Florida and like get it recorded, and then it has to get mixed, and then it has to get mastered, and there's just a lot. So it's just like 2 years
Yeah.
for the
No,
song
it's
from start to finish. Yeah.
I don't think people understand that it's quite a process to actually finish a song. It's
Yes.
getting easier, I think,
Right.
but it's still definitely a process. I do feel that vibe, and it's funny because I find myself singing it throughout the day, so it's definitely got
Nice.
something there. I think that, you know. I think that it's just one of those things that they call it an earworm, I think. So I think that,
Yeah.
I'm definitely singing it throughout the day.
Oh, nice.
So yeah. So everyone's got a bad habit. We're getting a little personal here. So everyone's got a
Yeah.
bad habit. What's one that you've
Hmm.
had to break, either personally or creatively?
I would have to go the first one that I mentioned in the song,
Yep.
the work too much. And I don't even say that like I've broken it completely. It's more like I just need to be aware, like, hey, this can be a bad habit. You know, you're working so much that like you don't even realize, hey, I haven't eaten, or
Yeah.
like I haven't done a bio break. Like, oh, it was dark when I started, and now it's dark, and I'm still not finished. And like, what
Right.
am I doing? Like, I'm missing other things in my life. And again, just the theme of balance. It's like, no, that's unbalanced. If you are just only working and, not doing other things or, taking time out where it's necessary, then yes, bad habit, workaholism is a thing.
No, absolutely. So do you think that music helps people confront their own bad habits?
I think music, music is a tool and it can go either way. I think it can promote bad habits or it can be used to help people realize, hey, there's a better path. There's a different way I could spend my time and focus my energy. So the truth is it can go either way.
Yeah, that is true. So dream collaboration. Anyone alive or not, who would you pick?
This is a tough one.
I know there's
It's a
so many
tough
talented
one.
artists out there. I know, and that have been, so I get it. But you
Yeah.
could pick one. Who do you think?
Yeah. Okay, what I'll say is I wrote a song several years ago for Justin Bieber,
Okay,
and I was like I, I'm gonna end up I'm gonna end up putting the song out. So I would just say I'll go with Justin Bieber, and maybe one day we really will get to collab. That'll be a full circle
that's
crazy
cool.
moment, but we'll see.
You never know. Dreams do
You
happen,
never
right?
know.
I think so.
They
So
do.
that's a definite. That is a definite. Okay, so I think we have one more question, and I think it's what, where, like, what's on the horizon for you next? What's next in it for Alex Lever?
Well, I do have a deep catalog of written songs, and I think what you can expect is just, pretty frequently I'll just be dropping a song there. I certainly have enough for a few albums, but I think for now I'll just go the course of dropping a single, pretty frequently, and yeah, you can look out for that, and I'm really excited to do it.
Okay, great. So, on Sink or Swim, we have something called Quick Round, which is rapid fire quick round. So we will throw something out at you, and you've got one job, and it's just tell us if it sinks, appeals to, or swims, sorry, appeals to you, or
Uh-huh.
sinks, not interested in. There's no
Gotcha.
overthinking, no explanation. You just go with your gut. Are you ready?
Gotcha. Yes.
And this, interestingly enough, Sink or Swim rapid fire quick round is sponsored by Compassionate Healing LLC. So that is something to help people. So we
I
will
love that.
start. Yeah, I think it's pretty great. So we will start. Are you ready?
Ready. Let's do it.
Okay. Recording in one take.
Oh, swim.
Okay. Cold weather.
Sink.
Singing in the shower.
Swim.
Taco Tuesdays.
Swim.
Wearing sunglasses indoors.
Swim.
Writing music from real experiences.
Swim.
Hot fudge Sundays.
Sink.
Group text chats.
Sink.
Early mornings.
Swim.
taking risk with your music.
Swim.
See, that wasn't so bad, right?
No, not so
It was
bad.
just a
Not so
little
bad.
deeper look at Aailix Liever. That's all.
Absolutely, absolutely. That was good. That was good.
So, there is one thing, we're on the Sink or Swim show.
Yeah.
So, what do you think your biggest sink moment in your career is so far? And then what turned it into a swim?
Ooh, good question. Really good question. Um, I would say for me, a sync moment would be several years back. I was heavy, into the music and everything, and I hit a bunch of setbacks, and it was just really hard for me to kind of work through them. And honestly, I just walked away. I walked away from music. I walked away from something that I love so much, something that's like a part of me and inside of me. And so I would say that that was the sync moment for sure. Um, but I would say what turned it into a swim is that even though I kind of walked away from the business and like putting out songs and all of that kind of thing, it still stirred inside of me. So there was still some writing that was going on. And so now it's a part of this catalog that I have now to present. And so, even though I wish I hadn't walked away from something that I love so much, it did turn into a swim moment. And like, for example, this song here, was written, 2023, and so
Right.
it turned into a swim moment for sure.
Awesome. That's great. And I think it shows hope too to our listeners,
Yeah.
that, here you are now, the swimmer, from last week, your song Bad Habits. So,
Ugh.
how can fans follow you? And we will include your information on our website, SinkorSwimShow.com, so people will be able to. But how can they follow you?
Yes, yes. The best way is Aailix.com, and that's Aailix.com, and there you'll see, all the different social media handles and different links to get to the DSPs, Spotify, Apple, and all those kind of things. So that's probably the best way. Aailix.com.
Perfect. All right. Well, thank you so much for joining me. We truly appreciate it. Appreciate your time. And here is the winning swimmer song, Bad Habit by Aailix Liever.
Thanks so much, Lenny E.
I know there's something much better. Yeah, I don't need you anymore. I don't need you anymore. You're a bad habit. I don't wanna give in to the pressure. Yeah, I don't need you anymore. I don't need you anymore. You're a bad habit. Deep down, I know that I gotta stop. Urges keep pushing me round the clock, and I gotta try to keep my position on top. Cause when I stumble, I find that I work too much. I drink too much, scroll too much, watch too much. And the way that it's going, it's obvious that the more I consume, it's never enough, never enough. Let me tell you why. I know there's something much better. Yeah, I don't need you anymore. I don't need you anymore. You're a bad habit. I don't wanna give in to the pressure. Yeah, I don't need you anymore. I don't need you anymore. You're a bad habit. It's time to use all the power of God. Focus my energy, thinking thoughts that I know will guide me to a better spot, giving me freedom from all the times when I work too much. I drink too much, scroll too much, watch too much. Cause the way that it's going,